The first game of the Stanley Cup final last night saw a win in overtime for the LA Kings over the New York Rangers. And as is typical in such sports matchups, the mayors of the competing towns have made a bet. In this case, LA's Eric Garcetti has challenged NYC's Bill de Blasio to have a go on ABC's Jimmy Kimmel Live, with the civic head of the losing team's town having to belt out a tune as well as feed the studio audience hot dogs. In many ways, this is the second face-off between the two, as they both publicly pitched for the replacement for David Letterman to have his show in their town. Deadline's David Bloom joins me to tell us where the chips may fall. So David, isn't this kind of a win even if Garcetti loses? I mean, he's been an actor. I mean, I'm sure he can belt out a tune or two.
He's also a great piano player. He writes show tunes for fun. I don't know how many politicians can say that, not to mention Rhodes Scholars who can say that.
When it was announced that David Letterman was retiring, Eric Garcetti sent a letter to Les Moonves at CBS saying, you know, you should bring whoever the replacement is, which we now know is Stephen Colbert, you should bring them here to LA. De Blasio eventually jumped on board too with a letter saying, no, he's got to stay in New York, and Colbert's staying in New York. Are they just trying to get back at each other?
Well, I think they're having some good-natured fun. These two guys are prominent, two of the most prominent mayors in the country, obviously. They're both big in the Democratic Party. They've known each other a while. I'm not thinking that there's a whole lot of enmity between these two. They're just having some fun. Garcetti was actually on Moby's stage last fall singing a song. Moby sang at his inauguration last July, and then he returned the favor, and Eric came and sang during Moby's appearances in Hollywood. So he knows how to sing.
So here's the thing. Why are they appearing on ABC's Kimmel when the NHL finals are on NBC, who do happen to have a couple of late-night shows they could fill some space with?
They certainly could, but Kimmel is in Garcetti's old Hollywood district. Garcetti helped bring Kimmel into that location, which is right next to the El Capitan, right in the heart of Hollywood. Garcetti represented that area for 12 years. It's home base for him, and he and the Kimmel people know each other for a long time.
So ultimately, if the LA Kings win and de Blasio has to sing, it's a double win for Eric Garcetti.
Double, maybe even a triple win.
Well, we'll see how it pans out over the remaining games, but you know, if it's going to be anything like last night, it's going to be a real nail-biter for everyone. Check back later for more video news from the Deadline team. I'm Dominic Patton for Deadline Hollywood.